This whole thing about Joy sleeping her way to the top, I said, damn girl, so pretty to be such a skank. Then to be called out for saying she was just going to do the whole Me Too movement thing. Oh girl, she a low down dirty slut, ain't she? We don't approve of women taking advantage of any situation that is gonna make us other women look bad. And that's exactly what Joy was gonna sit up here and try to do. But before we get into all that, because y'all know I will forget. What's up, my friends, and welcome back once again to the Just Case and Brand. I'm your homegirl, I'm your tia, I'm your prima, I'm your cousin, I'm your friend, I'm whatever you need me to be down here at the Just Case and Brand. If you are not already a member of the neighborhood, I am begging you to please subscribe. It's a good time down here. We talk about a lot of topics that we would have never thought existed on the internet because it's a lot of stuff that we wouldn't do. And we pass judgment. I mean, we pass judgment on the internet, so it's not really being mean to people, but we be passing judgment down here. If that sounds like your vibe, guess what? You have found your tribe. So subscribe to the channel. If you're already a member of the neighborhood, what is up? I hope you have been having a good week so far. Now, for those of you who are unfamiliar with Joy Taylor, do not worry because I was too. If you ain't a sports girl, you thinking to yourself, is this a basketball wife? Is this Laura Gibbons, you know, one of them sisters off of Basketball Wives? Because you don't realize it, then you do a little bit of back study on her. You're like, oh, so she was already wanting to be in radio, TV, sports, communications, journalism. Her brother, he play over in the NFL, or at least he used to play over in the NFL. So she already had her foot in the door.
Like, you know, my brother's been playing football since I was like 4 years old. Well, I think I've been pretty lucky because I knew pretty much by my junior year of college exactly what I wanted to do, which was be an opinionist. Like, I wanted to work on a studio show and give my opinion. And that's a really like specific thing. So I was able to make decisions as far as like where my internships were and, you know, who I connected with to help me get to this point. You know, when people are getting in the business, that's always the first question I ask. Like, what do you want to do? Do you want to do sidelines? Do you want to do college football sidelines? Do you want to cover the NBA? Do you want to be Skip Bayless? Do you want to be Colin Cowherd? Like, do you want to be Stephen A. Smith? Like, who is there somebody in the business that like, that's a job you want? Or does that job not exist, but do you know what you want to do?
And now she already decided to go on through and do commentary. From what I could tell, it seems like her commentary is okay. Homies who are into sports, please drop down in the comments. Is she good at her job? Did she need to sleep with people in order to get a better position at her job? I seen her beautiful picture next to her court document. I said, oh shoot. So how it all happened is this California-based hairstylist who is very well respected in the industry, has 2 decades under her belt, by the name of Nosheen Farajee, I am so sorry if I butchered that name, has opened a lawsuit against Skip Bayless. What she was saying was Skip was pressing her saying, listen, I will pay for that thing. Okay, I will. You just name your price. The way you moving that blush brush on me, I want to move some things on you. And she said, we ain't about to do this. She worked on the L Word. She worked on American Idol and on some major brand commercials like L'Oreal, Old Navy, Orbit Gum, and the list continues. So when Nosheen found herself working at Fox Sports from 2012 to 2024, I highly doubt if she expected to be in an atmosphere where she could potentially be harassed. And I think sometimes in those environments, people get confused with the fact that they're celebrities and the fact that they're still HR, so they think to themselves HR don't apply to them, but it's like there's still other regular people who work here. I learned that on that Apple TV show, The Morning Show. I was like, dang, bad Michael Scott was doing bad things on that show. Anyway, in 2025 she went ahead and filed a lawsuit about working in a hostile work environment, sexual harassment, and wrongful termination. You know there is big money in suing companies when they do some shit like that. And the specific claim, like I said, was for Skip Bayless offering $1.5 million for that kunchada, baby. Now where Joy enters at is because the suit also said Joy helped make the environment a hostile work environment. Ain't nothing worse than working with a person who is going to heighten the tension. Nosheen said, you know what, and let me tell y'all something else about Joy, who want to come in here and act like, what's up guys, I'm just a guy's gal. I don't really like gals, I'm more of a guy's gal. I only hang out with guys because I'm just like a guy. I'm just like a bro. I like beer. I like beer nuts. I like watching all the sports because I don't like any any girl stuff, but here's my tits on a platter. You know, have that. I don't even care I have boobs because I like being a guy. No, she didn't say the reason why Joy dismissed what I was telling her about how these men was acting in this work environment is because she was having her own freak offs. Yeah, that's what she was doing all while she's married. And quiet as it's kept, her freak offs is the reason why she ended up getting a divorce, because her husband found evidence of these things happening. Now, I don't know if it was called a freak off, but that's what it was basically called. You know, that's what it was called. Her husband found evidence of this going on, and he took it to judge and jury and trial, and he won in the divorce against her. And guess what? That was somebody we worked with. Don't want to say no names, but he was the head executive. Damn it, fuck it, I'ma say it. His name was Charlie Dixon. I know Joy better not make up no damn excuse and say she had any type of love or romantic affair with this man here. Do you see that eye? Look at this eye. Look at this. So she was so in love with him. No, see, this a highly paid, educated escort that we working with here. And then you know what else was so crazy about it after she got the divorce? Then she started messing with Emmanuel Echo's big head ass. The goofy one who talked with a lesp now that he got them new veneers. Yeah, so she started messing with him, and she was messing with Dixon at the same time. And I said, girl, Dixon gonna punch your ass through a damn wall. You keep on playing like that. I'm just saying, I know he done bought you a condo, know he done bought you a Range Rover, allegedly, I'm just adding stuff, but girl, you don't want to play with men in position of power. You know what Joy gonna say to me? She kicked back some caviar, she said, girl, I do this. You stupid girl. Is he a man of power or am I a woman of power? Okay, the playing field is equal, so I'm not worried about what he can do. I want Emmanuel's Jimmy Neutron head ass, I'm gonna have him, and I want to have Dixon because I need to have my own show. Dixon gonna give me that, and he gonna give me the head, the tails, and everything else that I need in between. Okay, so shut up, girl. Ain't nobody caring about all that. After the court documents get released saying all of everything that Joy is accused of doing with other network heads,
it's my turn.
You know what happens? The internet streets get to talking, and they start pulling videos of Emmanuel's pear-shaped ass, and he's sitting up there smelling his fingers while talking. And what makes it even more suspect is he deletes the video of him doing that.
Got done with rehearsal for the new show Speak, and I got to take a moment to shout out my co-host Joy Taylor. A woman, a black woman, daily show, sports. Do you all realize how hard it is to get into the position that she is in? So often there's misogyny and sexism running rampant in sports, and we don't even care what women have to say in sports. But Joy is not only in the position on television as a woman, as a black woman, but as an opinionist. So not just asking men what they think, but providing her own unique and distinct insight. It's hard to do, and Joy, you have done it. So congratulations. Looking forward to working with you, and hope y'all tune in 4:30 to 6 Eastern every day starting next week.
Then he has other videos where he's really praising Joy as if she used to play in every single sport that's known to man and became the most valuable player or whatever highest honor of player there is on every single team. So she should just be this well-respected person.
But truly, in the sports industry, I do not know anyone that is more impressive in every way, shape, or form than the one and only Joy Taylor, ladies and gentlemen.
But then we also have people coming forward saying women like her are the reason why it's hard for people to believe women of color, especially when it comes to SA. Joy has a very strong case built against her because she was planning on lying, since she would entice men, and you could tell by how she would interact with them or how they would interact with her on air with her co-hosts.
Between Tampa and Los Angeles, it's like we got all... I mean, two cities have belonged all the championships and players.
I know what I'm capable of. And that big rack of hers that she showed off constantly, it's just, and that peanut butter skin with that big rack. Like, Jay, keep your distance.
I took it a step further, as I always do, and I dubbed them princess boys because clearly they want the princess treatment, and being a woman of substance and means, I can provide that for them. Now, there's things that I want in exchange for taking care of a princess boy, and if that is what men are interested in behaving like, I feel like I can do that. I I can be that person for you. I can give you an experience you've never had.
And it pegs the question, did they know that Joy got around? Sometimes I know that men can also talk like women, and sometimes it's for the sake of being like, oh, you think you gonna one up me? I already hit that. And other times it's for the sake of being like, be careful. I wouldn't mess with that if I was you. She blew up 2 of my cars. Yeah, My wife was in 3 of them. So you know what? Hey, you ain't gonna want to mess with her. So she was already putting these men in position to where she could blackmail them. And if that didn't work, then she could go ahead and tell people a lie, saying that they pushed up on her on purpose. Then, you know how she was in her interviews talking about how she's a black woman and people didn't like her because of her hair, which I think is a motherfucking lie. I bet people was looking at her and definitely accepting her based on preference. Hell, I know I could be taken based off of preference because I have straight hair, not my curly hair out. So the bitch was lying when she was like, people would be like, and it was an interview like 4 years ago, people would be like, I need you to change your hair. And I would feel so bad because I'm like, as a black woman. And if I'm not mistaken, she's only half black. I'm saying ain't nothing wrong with that, but don't use color as a reason to set up a plan to execute your wants and your desires because things didn't go your way. And now you're going to try to control it by any means necessary. Don't matter if she's about to set it up for black women to have a hard time with getting the help that we need. That don't matter to her. All that matters to her is getting ahead. That's what kind of selfish bitch she is. And she wanted to sit up there and really be on platforms talking about, I wanted to create a space for young girls so they can understand that you too, young girls, can do it if you work really hard.
My hope is the more that young black women see us on television, that idea that you can do this also. I mean, that's what it was for me watching Jemele Hill on ESPN. Like, I was able to see, like, okay, not only is she on television every day, she's doing what I want to do, which is give her opinion. And she's equal to all the men on the show. And for me, that made me believe it could happen.
Right.
It's so much harder to create something and know you can do something and no one else can see you in that space. But when someone's already done it before you, and you see the representation of yourself on television, that inspires the ability to believe that you can do it and to follow that path. Call, same time. How would I not know how hard it is to do the show I work on? You have to constantly reaffirm that you are good enough, that you belong there, and then always prove it. So I would just always say you gotta do twice the work to get half the opportunity. But that, to me, the mentality I've always had on it is that's just gonna make me better. So that's why I'm excellent, because I had to be. I couldn't be average. I couldn't be okay. I couldn't be late. I couldn't complain. I couldn't say no. Now I do.
Right.
Bitch, sucking dick is not working really hard. That's honestly yourself of your emotions. That's what that's doing. And sleeping your way up to the top is not building a character, respect, legacy, and wealth. That's creating a woman who's going to be looked at as a trash dump, as a cum dump, as somewhere that someone who knows the price to pay can come inside of her and pay her a fee to also be quiet. And all he got to do is give her a little job. Now, to some women, that might seem like, oh yeah, I don't care what happens as long as I get the job that I'm looking for. But to those of us who want to go home and go to sleep at night and also operate in self-respect and not put ourselves in a position to be sexually assaulted, because there's already so many cases today that go unsolved with sexual assault. 54% of women are assaulted, especially women of color. Let's not even talk about that. So why would I even put myself in that position? Let's not even think about all that. Why? There has to come a line that is drawn when it comes to money and when it comes to luxury, when it comes to the things we want. And I feel like she painted a bad picture for young girls to try to follow this impossible path of working really hard to get to the top. And you don't have to do anything as long as you respect yourself as a woman, when she didn't even do that. So why tell these girls that? Why give them a hope? And now their hope is shattered and they're wondering, do I have to do that too? Another thing I feel is sad is she did not have to use her sexuality in order to build a career. I think where she was going, where she was headed, she was making money. She was a successful woman. She was doing the right things. I'm not with this whole, the only way to make it further is to sleep my way up. Maybe that's the plateau. You know how sometimes in weight loss you get into a plateau and you have to change your diet or change your exercise. Maybe that's what it is in careers also. I'm not 100% sure because I haven't been in my career long, but I think that could be an alternative as opposed to, what do I have to sacrifice my morals, integrity, self-respect, self-love in order to get to another level of earnings? Like, girl, what? Money ain't about to be that damn important to me now. Hell, not to just let anybody stick their dick up in me. No, ma'am. No. If Joy Joy is okay with sleeping her way to the top. She needs to say, I'm okay with this. I don't recommend this for everybody. You know how on that 100 Guys documentary, the girl kind of said the same thing in a roundabout way. She wouldn't recommend nobody else taking that type of career path with also being on camera. She wouldn't do that to them, but she would take it on herself. I think that's what Joy should be out here saying as well. Don't be encouraging these girls to follow the path you chose when the path you chose ain't nothing to talk about in the daylight. And I feel like behind the scenes, all the men knew because of the side jokes that they was making with each other or making in her presence, and she would just sit there really quiet.
Skip and Shannon Undisputed. Yeah, we co-host, but this is your show, so I owe you a little gratitude. But Joy better not ask me. I mean, Joy my girl, but Joy better not ask me when I'm coming back. You know what I'm saying? I mean, me and Joy cool, but we go, you know.
With us knowing that she claimed to be this person that she's not, and now with knowing that she had a plan to pretty much exercise the Me Too movement, that's sickening. The Me Too movement was established in 2006 in order to protect Black women and women of color from not being listened to when they say something has happened to them and they need a support group, they need resources, they need help, they need someone to answer questions for them about what has happened. And it was definitely created for people who get assaulted in close proximity, because I don't know the percentage, but if I'm not mistaken, a large amount of those types of assaults with children or even adults happen with the person you have the closest intimate relationship with. So it could be a coworker because you see them 40 to 60 hours of a week. It could be an aunt, an uncle, a friend of the family, because you see them all the time. It won't necessarily be some stranger that you don't know. And she was going to try to use that to her advantage as well, like I said, as the Black thing, so that she could still get to where she was trying to go or get what she wants. You know who she reminds me of? That brick lady Rhoda, who said that a Black man had beat her up or hit her with a brick and it turned out to be some allergic reaction and she had been running these types of scams. I hate that shit. All in all, to me, this is like the Cassie lawsuit. As soon as one thing got opened, everything got exposed. And I think we're just at the tip of the iceberg of what's really going on in the sports world. And I think the sports world is about to become like a gossip world full of tea. So I'm keeping my eyes open. On the last episode of whatever Joy be on, she had a shirt on up to here. She had a shirt on up to here. She had.
Welcome to Speak. I'm Joy Taylor here with Keyshawn Johnson,
That's
Paul
right.
Pierce, and the playmaker Michael Irvin. It's Victory Monday for some and Vacation Monday for others, but for the ones who did have
Had a blanket over her head. She had on sunglasses and she was dancing with just her hands. She wasn't even really moving her head at all because she was like, I want them to think that I am a child of the Lord, okay? I was not out here selling pussy. So if y'all could just, I don't shoot basketballs anymore. I don't even like balls, okay? All I like is tacos and things that things can be stuck in, okay? Because I am a child of God, okay? Okay? She was like just real different and everybody took notice. I don't know if you kept up with it, but let me know what you think down in the comments. I have been the Just Kaysen brand. I am so thankful that you tuned in. Please make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel if you have not already, share the video with a friend, make sure your notification bell is turned on, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.